And I hope I hear my guest, Bishop Counsel Nedd, Constable Nedd, joins us from Project 21. And what are we going with Constable now? Constable Archbishop? Constable Bishop? What are we doing here?
Whatever you like, Preston.
Come on now. Throw me a line, brother. Help me out.
Counsel works. Just call me Counsel.
Counsel is one of the founding members of Project 21. Each and every Monday on the morning show, we have someone from Project 21 talking about things that are in the news or things that we think you ought to be talking about. And Counsel, now you're a constable. It was something that you very much wanted to do to serve your community and area. What's your take on the president trying to make a statement early on in his administration about the role of law enforcement and the importance to reestablish respect?
Well, okay, so serving now as a law enforcement officer, it's really apparent to me this sort of rift that the Obama administration and President Obama specifically created between himself and the public and law enforcement. And President Trump got elected, came in immediately, and one of the first things that he did was try to put some immigration controls in place, but then also he put through an executive order supporting law enforcement and the law enforcement community. I think it's incredibly telling about where President Trump's heart is on this particular issue, is that one of his first acts was to voice public support and put out an executive order in support of law enforcement.
Would it be an oversimplification to suggest that all President Obama would have had to have done to bring some sense of balance and dialogue and discourse to the subject of the relationship between the minority communities of America and law enforcement, because that's the perceived story that's been spun out there, would be to have been more vigorous in talking about black-on-black crime?
I think that's certainly one step that he could have done. He was essentially silent on the issue while, his hometown of Chicago was being devastated. That's one thing that he could have done. Another thing he could have done was, maybe call a law enforcement officer or the family of a law enforcement officer who had been involved in a shooting or involved in some sort of incident. He never showed any support for law enforcement at any step. And, he was given countless opportunities to speak up boldly, and he decided not to say anything or to speak up on the wrong side of these issues.
What's the biggest misconception that in your short tenure now as constable you've had confirmed or debunked?
Probably, there is a problem with undocumented aliens in this country.
No, come on. We were just talking about that. That's fake news.
Yeah, I know. But, probably every week I see somebody with an expired visa who's technically not supposed to be in the country, and I'm serving a warrant on them. I see it at least once a week. Again, they're not necessarily violent felons in that sense. Although, we did just have an incident here in Pennsylvania where they caught the guy from Connecticut off that Amber Alert, the gentleman who had kidnapped his daughter and killed some people in the process.
Mm-hmm.
We caught that guy here in Pennsylvania, but that just illustrates the problem. How did this guy, get deported, end up back here? And that's what we keep seeing happening over and over and over again. And the Obama administration didn't actually believe that this was a problem, and it's really quite problematic.
Joining me on the program is Counsel Nedd. He's with Project 21. He is an archbishop of the St. Albans Anglican Church in Pine Grove Mills, Pennsylvania. He's also a constable. And when we come back, Counsel, let's talk about this new Netflix series called Dear White People. Once again, Hollywood pandering and trying to somehow create this false, I don't even know how I would describe it at this point. But we're going to continue our discussion in just a few minutes. It's Monday on the Morning Show with Preston Scott. Good to be with you this morning. Counsel, stand by. I was warned it was coming, and it's here. Turner's Furniture, the home of the only Lazy Boy Comfort Studios in the area, both locations. They have leather power recliners in stock Special price, just $9.99. These are spectacular and a great value. Now, Turner's Furniture has over 70 different styles of recliners in stock available for next day delivery. But this special on a particular type of power leather Lazy Boy recliner at just $9.99 is amazing. So get in there, ask about it. Tell them you heard about it from me. Either Turner's location has the Lazy Boy Comfort Studio where you can see them all. Appalachia Parkway, just east of Capitol Circle, and on 319 Thomasville Road, 10 minutes north of Childs High School. Turner's Furniture and Lazy Boy Recliners.
Your roads are now accident-free. We're not seeing any major delays. Just your regular slow traffic heading out on Thomasville Road, where it turns into Capitol Circle Northeast southbound at the flyover. Also on Appalachia Parkway from Capitol Circle Southeast to Southwood Plantation Road. If you see something on the roads, call the traffic tip line at 866-927-TIPS. In the Traffic Center, I'm Shay Tab.
Temperatures are warm today, and they get even warmer the next couple of days. Sunny with a few clouds, 78 this afternoon, 58 overnight. Tomorrow, partly cloudy at 84. I'm 100.7 FM, WFLA's Terry Smith in the Weather Channel Forecast Center.
Cable only gives you upload speeds that are a fraction of their downloads. Only Fios gives you equal upload and download speeds. Click the banner to get 150 meg internet, TV, and phone for only $79.99 per month online for 1 year. Get Fios and harness the full power of the internet.
Hiring is the most challenging part of my job. It's really hard. The searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 200 plus job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 200 plus job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just click the banner now or go to ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart. That's ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart. ZipRecruiter.com/iHeart.
Progressive brings you Flowetry with Flow.
Home and auto bundled saves you cash. The mash of the two together, smooth like leather. The two bundled together. Life is so sweet like an orange. Nothing rhymes with orange. I'm sorry.
Bundle home and auto and save with Progressive. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Right now, you're listening to a playlist to make driving pleasant, so you're not at all bothered by the sea of brake lights or another stick-figure family. Or maybe you're ready to consider an alternative. No, not one where you're 30,000 feet up dealing with tons of restrictions. Another option. Yes, the train, with comfortable seats, outlets, and Wi-Fi, so you can enjoy playlists perfect for whatever. Visit Amtrak.com to book 14 days in advance and get up to 25% off with Saver fares. Restrictions apply.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
21 minutes past the hour. It's Monday on the morning show, and we are continuing our segment. Each and every Monday, we have a guest from Project 21 on the program, and you can expect to hear Council Nedd on the show more frequently, as well as others. You can learn more about Project 21. Go to nationalcenter.org, and you'll find it there. But Council Nedd joins me for another segment here this morning on the program. Council, for years on this show, I've talked about a lot of issues and oftentimes issues involving race. And I'm just comfortable talking about it. It doesn't bother me. Other people just seem to think it's taboo to talk about race anymore. And more, it seems as though whites are being bullied by the mainstream media as well as Hollywood, and now we have a Netflix series coming out called Dear White People, and it just seems to be an extension on a pattern. You know, we've got preschools in Seattle teaching children about white privilege. We've got college topics coming up. I don't sense this is going to help the cause of trying to find what Dr. King was looking for, a colorblind society, but that's, you know, I'm a white guy, so what do you say?
All right, so I guess a couple of things come to mind. There's no doubt in my mind that over the last 8 years, the Obama administration essentially tried to prop itself up by trying to divide Americans on issues of race and other things, but specifically on the topic of race. And, you know, that's essentially what he resorted to when things got bad for him, trying to find something to divide people and draw some sort of bizarre line in the sand. And, you know, there's consequences to that. And, you know, we've seen the consequences of that. We're continuing to live out the consequences of that. But, you know, President Obama was in a position where, you know, I didn't support him. His policies, I didn't vote for him. But, you know, I thought, wow, this is an amazing thing that, you know, we have a black president, something I just didn't think I'd happen to see in my lifetime. And I thought he would use the opportunity to try to unite America, but he exploited it and did more to divide America than, you know, we've seen it divided essentially in my lifetime. And so, you know, I'm not surprised that we're seeing a lot of things that we're seeing. You know, in Chicago, they've got the Black Lives Matter class going on. Rochester, New York, they've got a Black Lives Matter class going on. And, you know, that's all, you know, the fruit that he's borne. And, you know, I think a lot of the responsibility and a lot of the onus is on him.
You know, Counsel, I look at your resume, and I feel like you and I, if we hung together, we would be really good friends because we have so much in common. You know, you felt called to ministry. I left broadcasting because I felt called to ministry. You know, I spent 16 years in vocational pastoring. You know, you're continuing to serve in that capacity, you know, but just a lot of varying interests and backgrounds and all that. Tell me this. I have an opinion that we're not nearly as divided as the media is portraying, and that to most people, they don't give a rat's rear end about race. They just see people.
I think you're probably right about that. I mean, you know, there's the people in the parts of the world that think that they're better than us, like New York and Los Angeles, where, you know, maybe they try to play this up a little bit more than most places. But, you know, I don't think most people walk around hating other races. That's certainly not the majority, and it's not even a significant portion of the minority that walks around that way.
So
but,
how
you know,
does
that's
that?
what we
How
see
does
on the news?
But how do we change that?
You know, I think we just need to each of us need to continue to walk out our own walk and just do what we do, lead by example. You know, I preached about it a little bit on Sunday, but you know, we just simply need to treat people the way that we want to be treated, and I think that's what people try to do for the most part. No, you know, most people don't just have pure evil in their hearts, but you know, we just live by example. You know, we try to behave decently, treat people decently, and you know, that's what we have to do. That's what we're called to do.
At the same time, we're contending for hearts and minds, and it feels to me like the conservative and even the Christian conservative movement is sorely lacking people to offer a really reasonable apologetic for their values.
I think you're right about that.
You know, they're not a lot of winsome people out there that just, you know, it's like we talk about on this program sometimes. To me, the Christian experience is really simple. It's one beggar showing another beggar where he found bread. I mean, it's not.
You're exactly right about that.
And I'm waiting for some people to step out and talk about conservative values and win the argument, because the argument's there to be won.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And again, it goes back to what you were saying. You know, we need to live by example. We need to walk out our faith, especially conservatives, especially Christian conservatives. You know, let people see what we're really about. Let people see what's in our heart. You know, give people a chance to do what they're going to do, and then let's judge their actions then. Let's not prejudge.
Wow. A black guy and a white guy just talked for 15 minutes on the radio. Amazing. Counsel, I hope we can get you back soon, brother.
I hope so, too. Take care, my friend.
Thank you. Counsel Nedd with us this morning on the morning show. Different perspective, same issues. Sounds similar, huh? 27 minutes past the hour.